Hello everyone, Raul here with RS Tech, a channel dedicated to my IT career and also a path towards cybersecurity. I'm currently working as a help desk support desk and I want to get into a cybersecurity role. So I wanted to have this channel videos as a proof of what I did, so maybe it can help any of you guys. Me reviewing courses or certification that I get in order to obtain a cybersecurity role. In this video, we're basically going to review the Coursera Google Cybersecurity a course or certification, if you would like to say it that way. And yeah, this is my first video, so don't expect too much, but yeah, we'll get into it. I first would like to start with the proof that I actually did the course. So let me go ahead and just drag this into the recording screen. As you guys can see, we have the 8 modules that the course has. And we will be taking basically a brief review in depth, a little bit on what the courses contain and what they are actually about. And also for you guys to consider if it would be worth it as a starting point for cybersecurity. So yep, let's get into it. Okay, basically, as you guys saw, the certification contains 8 courses, which in the most part, each courses contain 4 to 5 weeks of content, which really depends a lot on your pace, on how you approach the courses. But yeah, basically the course is divided in weeks. Each course, it's divided in 4 to 5 weeks, as I already mentioned. And the courses that it contains would be the following. Let me go ahead and just bring back that certificate, which should have the courses. So let me just get here. Okay, so as you guys can see, basically the course contained the first one, which would be Foundations of Cybersecurity. Then it would be Play It Safe, Manage Security Risks. Then would be Connect and Protect, Network and Network Security. Tools of the Trade, Linux and SQL or SQL. Assets, threats, and vulnerabilities. Sound the alarm, detection and response. Automate cybersecurity tasks with Python. Put it to work, prepare for cybersecurity jobs. So yeah, let's talk about the first module. The first course, as we already saw, it would be Foundations of Cybersecurity. It is divided into 4 modules, which basically is an introduction to some of the cybersecurity concepts. Things like some methods of attack and the CISSP, security domains, as well as what would be the CIA triad, things like what are security information and event management tools, packet sniffers, playbooks, and the tools that are usually used on a cybersecurity role. It is a good introduction. It is a short introduction on the tools and everything and the tasks that a cybersecurity engineer will usually perform or do in the field. So we would mark it like basically an introduction to it. As a second course, it would be Play It Safe. Play It Safe, Manage Security Risk. Same as the previous one, and most of them, it is divided into 4 modules that they call it weeks. This course reviews more in depth a little bit about the concepts and, for example, the CISSP security domains. What are the threats, risks, and vulnerabilities? Also, it still touches a little bit on the CIA triad, NIST, OWASP security principles, security audits, as well as what would be the security incident and event management tools. I would say it's basically just a follow-up, that it's a more in-depth view of concepts. And it's pretty nice considering that we don't have any background of cybersecurity and we need to really understand and know about these concepts and tools that are used in the role. The third course is Connect and Protect, which let me go ahead and open here the certificate. As you guys can see, Connect and Protect Networks and Network Security. This course basically covers network protocols and network tools. What is the cloud network? What is the TCP IP model, the OSC model, firewalls, VPNs, proxy servers. In terms of attacks, we start reviewing what would be a DOS or denial of service attack and a DDoS. It's basically an introduction with what attacks we can encounter in a cybersecurity role, and it starts introducing us with TCP dump. Basically, how TCP dump works and how the logs are structured and how we can read those logs. Basically, what would be packet sniffing, IP spoofing, also things like OS hardening, practices and attacks related to it, as well as network and cloud hardening. This I would consider it would be start viewing useful things that are more related to practice based on a security analyst role and a network job they perform. We basically see what's related with networks in a cybersecurity role, but it's also a good general explanation about some concepts that we may encounter also if even being a help desk. So yeah, it's a really good one. Let me go ahead and bring the 4-course diploma. Let me just see if I can find that one. Here it is. The 4th course would be this one, Tools of the Trade, Linux and SQL or SQL. This one, it would be a good introduction. In here, I would say that it starts getting more interesting because we start viewing what are the OS and the type of UI and CLI, basically graphical user interface and command line interface. We review what would be or what is Linux and its architecture, what is the shell, how to start using shell commands through bash, how to read and filter content on Linux, and how to create and manage and modify directories and files, file permission and ownership, and also managing users. That's as far as we go for Linux. For SQL, we review how to perform queries and how to query a database, basic filtering for queries, dates and numbers, how to use the filters, and not, and SQL joins. This one, I would say that it would be something that we start feeling that we're kind of studying on a roll because we use a lot of things that are used in a cybersecurity environment. SQL and Linux. In my personal experience, I didn't have like a lot of experience with SQL or Linux, so it was pretty interesting. I would say that this one is a good introduction module for those apps and also the OS Linux. The next one would be, let me go ahead and just bring you guys with the certificate also. The next course is this one, Assets, Threats, and Vulnerabilities. In this course, we basically review asset security, asset classification, digital and physical assets, the risk and asset security based on the NIST cybersecurity framework, principles of least privilege, regulation, and compliance, encryption, authentication methods, vulnerability management, how to identify system vulnerabilities, the mindset of an attacker, social engineering, malware, web-based exploits, the process of an attack simulation, and threat analysis and how to apply it. A good view on what are the assets and what's the asset management, how we need to be prepared for threats and vulnerabilities and how they are presented on a cybersecurity role and how this affects our assets. So, as I mentioned, this would be a good introduction to threats and vulnerabilities and how we as a cybersecurity engineer should be managing assets. The next one would be, let me go ahead and bring that certificate one more time, would be this one, sound the alarm, detection and response. This course basically talks about incident response and about what are the SIEM tools and also the SOAR tools and how they are used to manage incidents. Talks about how to understand network traffic and packet captures. In this one, we talk more about how to analyze a packet capture and how to inspect them. We go a little bit more in depth on what would be TCP dump and how to use it, how it is applied in a cybersecurity role, how we can detect incidents and verify them, and how to be efficient with a very important thing in cybersecurity, which be documentation. how we can follow the triage process, which would be receive and assess, assign priority, and collect and analyze. Also speaks a little bit about the post-incident actions that need to be done, how one intrusive detection system or IDS works, basically, how we can examine signatures with, in this case, we use Suricata. How do we examine logs with it? Also, it contains information and labs, which are fun to work. We get a little bit of how Splunk works also and Chronicle as a security incident and event management tool. This one is a pretty good one because all of the roles that I've seen in that are involved in cybersecurity, mostly analysts and everything, require experience in how to work these tools. I've seen a lot of them using Splunk. So this one, it's a pretty good one. I like it because it touches tools and processes that are used basically daily on a cybersecurity role analyst, in a cybersecurity analyst role, basically. So yeah, this one is one of the courses that I would say that I enjoyed the most. And the next one, which would be the last course, would be this one: automate cybersecurity tasks with Python. And basically, its name says what we will be reviewing in this role. It's basically a Python introduction and how it is used in a security role, how we can use variables, conditionals, and statements, basically all of those functions, strings, lists, algorithms, expressions, and how to automate stuff in order to be applied to a cybersecurity. How we can work with files on Python and a little bit. It talks a little bit about debugging strategies. It doesn't go too in depth, but as we already mentioned, this is basically an introduction to cybersecurity. This one, if you don't have any Python experience, is a good one. It touches a little bit about the intro to a coding language, which is needed in cybersecurity. I've seen a lot of people already working in the field, or a lot of engineers mentioning to learn Python for cybersecurity. They always recommend to learn a coding language, but I've seen that a lot recommend Python, and from there it's easier to learn a lot of other coding languages. The last course, I would say that the previous one with Python would be the last technical course. The following course would be, let me see if I have that certificate, but I don't think so. Let me go in here. It would be this one: put it to work, prepare for cybersecurity jobs. Basically, this course would be about events and incident detection, escalation, uh, protection, and basically would be towards how you can prepare your resume in order to go ahead and have a good, strong resume that could be used in order to go ahead and get a cybersecurity role. I would say that this one could apply to any role, job that you're looking for, but it's more pointed towards how to get it in cybersecurity. Um, Also, how to have a good communication in the role with stakeholders, and also about where to go in order to find a cybersecurity community. And also, it has a little bit about how interviews are done, what strategies and method you can use in order to be prepared for an interview in cybersecurity, which, I mean, it could be applying to any job role. To be honest, I don't think that this one was a much needed course in the certification, but I mean, it's quite good to have a refresher and also advices, because we may be lacking or missing something in our resume. But yeah, that would basically be all of the modules that are in this certification in this course. And yeah, so now we could be asking, hey, would you recommend this cybersecurity certification? This, I would say, in a short answer, that would be a yes. But it would be a yes if it is your starting point. If you have no idea about cybersecurity at all, I would say that yes, I would definitely recommend this course. It is a good starting point if you want to start your career for cybersecurity. If you don't know nothing at all, it covers a lot of concepts, basic stuff, theory, and tools that are needed in the work, and it shows you how they work and how they are applied in a role. It is a basic introduction course, but I will say that it is definitely worth it if you have no idea about it. If you're pursuing from either a different career path or you're already in IT and want to learn about cybersecurity, or you want to go ahead and have a role in cybersecurity or prepare for a certification, you don't know nothing about it, I would definitely say that it is worth it. Um, it gives you that perspective and how to view and think a little bit about as a security engineer. Uh, Also, I would like to add it's supposed to include a discount on the Security Plus certification from CompTIA and a study guide. But to be honest, I haven't reviewed if that code actually works, because I know that some codes just work for some time, some period of time, and even if you buy the course, it won't work because that time already passed. But yeah, with that being said, I would say that it definitely is worth it if you don't have idea about cybersecurity. If you are already prepared and are looking for studying guides or something, I would say that it would be better to have any other course or a book or things like that in order to continue preparing for cybersecurity. But if you have no idea at all, it is worth it. I would say, me personally, I enjoyed it, and it showed me a lot of concept that I didn't knew in cybersecurity because I was pretty new. We usually in my role apply cybersecurity a lot, but we don't know the concept or don't know the correct method that we should be following. So I would definitely would say that it is worth it. Also, I would like to add, this is not a sponsored video or something. I wish, but um, I would say that it definitely is worth and give it a try if you want to start your career in cybersecurity. Obviously, it just gives you the tools and concepts. You will need to dig a lot deeper on it, study a lot, use the tools, practice. Um, that's why there are a lot of labs out there which would be coming in further videos. But yeah, this would basically be my point of view in the Google Cybersecurity course by Coursera. If you have any doubts, feel free to go ahead and leave it in the comments. And yeah, subscribe for my content. I will be bringing more content from cybersecurity in order for me to go ahead and obtain a job, a role on cybersecurity. So I figured that this would be helpful for you guys, and a lot of it would be helpful for me. It would make me go ahead and create content and analyze what I'm learning, what I'm studying, what I'm working with. So yeah, go ahead and let me know if you guys want to see anything, any course that would like to have a review. Let me know. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.